Yo, welcome in, D-Gens. What's going on? What's up? What's up? Hope everybody's having a good afternoon. Things are looking good. We got a lot of good stuff to get into today, guys. A lot of good stuff to get into. Let's refresh these charts. Make sure they're up to date. Make sure they're looking good. All right. So what do we got? JASMY making another run. Look at that. We wicked all the way up to the 200-day SMA last night. All the way up there. And then hard rejection off of there. Holy smokes. But we've held above the 100-day SMA, which is fantastic. And we're climbing once again. We are climbing once again. Looks like we're going to have a nice green afternoon. Let's go have a look over at the Bitcoin chart. We've got to refresh that as well. All right. Look at this bad boy, guys. $89,445. Looks like we're building a level of support right here. Right there. Building up a nice level of support, which is fine with me. We need to do that, guys. We got to build higher lows and higher highs to continue to the upside. So stopping here for a little bit of a rest stop, build up, consolidate for, I don't know, maybe a week before we take off again, that would be all right with me, man. That'd be all right with me. So let's keep it going. All right, let's go have a look at the crypto bubbles, guys. Now, Beebs, I know you're on the edge of your seat over here, brother. I know, man. We got the listing finally. I might as well bring that up first because I know you guys are excited about it. Kraken has officially listed KASPA. First major tier 1 exchange to jump into the fold. They're throwing KASPA listing on Kraken November 19th. So 5 days from now, right? This is huge news, guys. Tier 1 listing. Are we going to see Binance and Coinbase follow suit now to try to steal the thunder from Kraken? This is amazing, amazing news. And because of it, because this is happening, guys, my portfolio looks amazing because of KASPA and XRP, because XRP is breaking out as well. It's up at 77 cents. The thing is, the reason that's a big deal, guys, is because above 75 cents, there isn't really much resistance until about $1.05, right? So we may see XRP over the next, 24 hours or so run up to $1 and hold up over $1. So very good news, guys. JASMY's up 7.5% as well. 2 cents, 126. Look at the volume, guys. 325.86 million. Absolutely beautiful. Back up over $1 billion market cap, 1.03 billion, up 5 spots in rank to 81. Looks good, guys. It's looking freaking good. Like I said, my portfolio is being dragged up by KASPA and XRP right now, and I am perfectly okay with that. Across the broader market, guys, we got a mixed bag. We got some things pumping. H-bar is having itself a freaking great time. It's up 6 cents 6. Turbo's running, Knott's running. But there's some DC opportunities out there, guys. LCX, Veracity, Naka Games, Suku, some good opportunities, man. Some good Jupiter, Aerodrome, Velodrome, Wagami Games. Some good opportunities. All right, guys, just so you know, if you're in the comments, what we do here is we go through the news and then I go through the comments in the second half of the stream. So I'm not ignoring you in the chat. I will get to the chat the second half of the stream. So make sure you leave your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. I will get to them a little bit later. All right. Now, let's go get into some of the news, shall we? What's going on around the market? Boom. Check this out. Jankshin CEO and JASMY CFO, Hara, so Bernard and Hara, they're answering your questions again. They did this last month. They're doing it again this month. The second round of questions is now being accepted. So if you have questions that you want answered from the JASMY team, from Hara and from Bernard, get them in, ask these questions, and get them answered, guys. This is what transparency in crypto looks like. I don't see, you know, the CFOs of other projects, you know, going on X and saying, "Hey, ask me all your questions and I'll answer them." You know, like it just, this is what transparency looks like, guys. And also, I have some other good news. I talked about it this morning, but I figured I'd bring it up here because I spoke with Little Bidman here. So he's been accumulating DD points, which are data democracy points, on his personal data locker on a PDL, because the PDL is active. He has his, right? So I think it's only active certain places, but what I'm going to do here for you guys, if you want to go try to create your PDL, I am going to provide a link for you right now in the chat. I'm going to put this link in the chat for you guys, okay? Because I love you guys, right? Because I love you guys. So listen. So Dumb Money made, Dumb Money, I was reading the chat there. Little Bidman, he made his PDL. He's already collecting DD points that get converted into JASMY, okay? Over on his PDL. So here's the link. I'm putting it in the chat right now. You have to go create your fan. He says to me, I asked him, I said, how do you do it? He said to me, it's the Sagan Tosu fan token app on the Apple store. So it's only on Apple. He says it automatically creates the PDL for you when you open the app. Okay, so if you have an Apple device and you want to go and create your Sagan Tosu fan token, when you open it up, he said it automatically creates your personal data locker for you. Okay, and you can start using it to collect your DD points. Okay, so there you go. Very crucial information. Who else brings you this stuff, baby? Who else brings you this stuff, right? So yes, there's the link in the chat. You're welcome. I love you guys. And what else do we got going on? All right, let's get over to Squawk Box. See what's going on. Sports betting is now the most popular form of legalized online gambling. Is it a good thing?
Betting on contests of all kinds is becoming part of the mainstream American culture, with courts newly allowing the practice from politics to sports. Meanwhile, states are raking in revenue. Sports wagers are now the most popular form of legalized online gambling. Is it a good thing? John Ford is here to weigh in. I want to see what you do first.
Well, Joe, the rise of online sports betting is a good thing on balance. That's because we don't want a nanny state, but we still need people to give them help to avoid destructive behavior. Digital platforms can give things trackable and regulated framing. So this modern gambling boom was born exactly 6 years and 6 months ago today, when the Supreme Court struck down the Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act in the 7-2 decision. This shift created a flood of new revenue. According to Legal Sports Report, states have pulled in more than $6.5 billion in tax revenue in the past 7 years on more than $400 billion worth of bets. And naturally, that raises a yellow flag. Is this bad for people? Well, let's look at an extreme example. Brazil. Sports betting also went legal there in 2018. And according to ComScore, Brazil became the world's #3 sports betting market last year, behind the US and the UK. But unlike our market, theirs grew unregulated until recently. Brazil's combination of impoverished consumers, high interest rate credit offers, and lax safeguards over hundreds of digital bookies has that country reeling from a gambling epidemic. Now here, 7 companies command 85% of the legal betting market, and they've already formed a coalition to keep the problem gamblers from spiraling, Joe.
Well, that sounds fine, John, right? What's the problem?
Well, Joe, there's always another side. On the other hand, online sports betting in the U.S. is already out of control. Now, 2 separate research papers released in August show families in the 30 states with legalized sports gambling are saving less, investing less, and going bankrupt more often. And there's a detail that should raise alarm bells. In Brazil, the government found that households on public assistance were spending 20% of their benefit on gambling sites. Well, similarly, in the U.S., poorer households are more likely to gamble, and the study found better households, that's better with an OR, are more likely to have gotten child tax credits, meaning they have kids. I know we're in an anti-woke period right now. We don't want the government telling us what we should and shouldn't do. It's a free country. We also know that in this digital economy, some big companies are making every effort to keep us scrolling, swiping, and now betting. Thanks to lower interest rates and a strong job market, the worst of these effects haven't hit the economy yet, but it's coming. This year, gambling addiction hotlines in states with legal sports betting are getting more calls from younger clients. Rates are now higher, jobs are more scarce. Let's put firm sports betting guardrails in place now before more vulnerable families get hurt, Joe.
Wow. I mean, I have a lot of thoughts on this. Do most people know that maybe in the history of the world, no one who gambles is actually up? Do they realize that? Are there professional gamblers that are actually up? Maybe there's like 3 or something.
I mean, the poker players, the really
Some
good
of them
ones
can
do very well. The game's of skill versus chance, and sports feels like one of those things where, oh, I know these teams, I know these players, I can figure this out.
But most of the time, you don't stay up. It's just the way. Can it be looked at as the cost of entertainment?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know, man. There's a lot of thoughts on that. I mean, gambling addiction can be a very real thing. I personally don't have that issue, but I mean, there's a lot of people that do, right? So I don't know. I think it can hurt families. So I don't know. Check this out, guys. Elon Musk absolutely destroys Elizabeth Warren here, guys. Look at this. Elizabeth Warren tweets out, "The Office of Government Efficiency is off to a great start with split leadership. 2 people to do the job of 1 person. Yeah, this really seems efficient." Watch that. That's what Elizabeth Warren said. Look at this. Elon Musk responded, "Unlike you, neither of us are being paid. So it is very efficient indeed. Doge will do great things for the American people. Let history be the judge." So she tried to create this illusion that Vivek and Elon Musk were 2 people getting paid to do 1 job, right? Seems real efficient. They're doing it for free. They're not getting paid. Oh, man, just destroyed Elizabeth Warren there. Absolutely amazing. Good on Elon, man. You can't write this stuff, guys. You can't write this stuff. What else do we got? Bitcoin Magazine, $1.3 trillion in asset under management. The TIAA reports holding 51,921 of the Bitcoin ETFs per their SEC filing. You see how all these companies are getting on board, guys? I keep saying it. Every day I come on here and I show you guys the proof that it's getting bought up. And we were talking about that the other night over on the Patreon. We're doing a Zoom call, a group Zoom call, and we were talking about the potential effects of a lack of BTC that's going to be available, and how soon that supply and demand crunch will take effect. You could run into a situation where by the next bull run, you might not have such an easy time finding Bitcoin to be able to buy. Bitcoin ETFs have bought $4.7 billion worth of Bitcoin in just the last 6 days. They are gearing up. They know that the bull run is nigh. We got something from Coinbase. Coinbase surges into the top 10 on the US iOS Apple Store. Now, I'm kind of conflicted about this, guys, because this is a metric that's often used every bull run to determine whether retail investors are coming back or not. And it's a little too soon for the Coinbase app to be in the top 10 of most downloaded apps right now. It's too soon for that. So, I mean, I don't really know how I feel about it at the end of the day. It's good, but it's kind of like, this is kind of sudden. So yeah, something to keep an eye on anyways. We could be moving up much faster than we anticipated, right? Watcher Guru says Pennsylvania introduces a bill to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve for the state. Yes, the states, the individual states are now applying are now introducing bills to create their own individual Bitcoin strategic reserves. So not only are you going to have the Federal Reserve holding onto Bitcoin as a reserve asset, you're going to have each individual state, or a variety of them anyways, holding it as well. This is a whole new level of scarcity that's entering for Bitcoin. Guys, get ready, baby. Get ready. A little bit of Swift Bridgers blockchain news. They are listing a new meme coin, Baby Bitcoin, listed on Swift's Bridgers. All right, what else do we have? Meta Lawman says, going back, this is his Gensler's resignation watch. He says, going back to 2008, SEC Chairman Chris Cox informally leaked that he would be resigning before the election even happened in November. If Gary Gensler does not resign soon, it will not be his first break with tradition and norms at the SEC. So we're going to piggyback off of that, guys, because we do have a story. SEC Chair Gensler sticks to crypto rules despite Trump's threat to fire him. Gary Gensler, the chair of the SEC, reiterated his call for cryptocurrency exchanges to register with the agency and highlighted the need for proper disclosures from those selling securities. This man just can't read a room. Like, I'm kind of befuddled by this. Like, what the hell is this guy thinking? Trump literally said, this guy's gone if I win the presidency. He won the presidency. And then the first thing this jackass does is come on and start threatening exchanges again. Like, as his tenure at the SEC may be nearing conclusion, this comes amid Trump's victory in the election and his threat to fire Gary Gensler from his position. SEC Chair Gary Gensler, who might soon be replaced by incoming President Donald Trump, has repeated his stance on cryptocurrency regulation and enforcement. In his speech at a Practicing Law Institute's 56th Annual Institute on the Securities Regulations, Gensler highlighted that during his tenure, his main goal for cryptocurrency was to ensure companies register and provide proper public disclosures about 10,000 tokens that are considered securities. He highlighted the SEC's success in approving Bitcoin exchange-traded funds and Bitcoin's futures options. Okay, full stop. Gary Gensler's the SEC did not succeed in approving spot Bitcoin ETFs. The courts literally forced Gary Gensler to do it, kicking and screaming. Grayscale had to sue the SEC, and the SEC lost the lawsuit, so the SEC had no choice but to create or approve the spot Bitcoin ETF. They didn't succeed in creating one. He did it kicking and screaming, right? However, he noted that some cryptocurrency companies have not adhered to basic regulatory guidelines. This guy, man. This guy's something else. Even though SEC Chair Gary Gensler's term doesn't end until June of 2026, Donald Trump assures that he plans to fire Gensler immediately if he wins the election, signaling a massive change in the commission's approach to crypto enforcement. However, experts believe that the president-elect wouldn't be able to dismiss Gensler without a valid reason, and Gensler has not indicated any intention to resign. I'm pretty sure that you could make an argument that there's a reason to fire Gary Gensler. People keep saying that. You're saying, well, you can't fire him legally unless he has a reason. Okay, how's this for a reason? He's filed over 400 lawsuits that are active right now. He's lost every single lawsuit that he's filed, and every single court has scolded the SEC and Gary Gensler specifically. They were even reprimanded by a judge for lying in court. That sounds like it's grounds to be fired to me. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that they do have grounds to fire him. Not to mention, on top of all of that, Congress has repeatedly asked him for documents, threatening to subpoena him for documents, which he still refuses to provide to Congress, who is supposed to be overseeing him. They're his bosses, and he refuses to listen. That all that together sounds like a pretty good reason to fire him to me. Right? So when people say, well, he has to have a reason, he's got about 5 reasons, right? Sources indicate that Gensler might resign, as previous chairs have done. However, he could also choose to remain at the SEC as a commissioner. Since Trump was reelected on November 5th, many in the cryptocurrency community have been pressing him to keep his campaign promises related to the sector. These include commitments to localized Bitcoin operations in the U.S., pardon Ross Ulbricht, the founder of Silk Road, and stop the development of any government-backed digital currencies. There's uncertainties around whether Pump can legally remove Gensler from this position at the SEC. Even if he can, appointing a successor would typically require the approval of the Senate. However, Pump has suggested he might circumvent this process by using recess appointments to fill positions in his administration. No potential replacements for Gensler have been announced as of yet. Reuters has mentioned Dan Gallagher as a potential successor to Gensler, who used to be a commissioner at the SEC. Now, piggybacking off of that, I found this little nugget here interesting. From Bitcoin Magazine, Gensler releases a statement suggesting he may be leaving the SEC. This is from Gary Gensler. Remarkable staff. Before I close, I want to say something about the SEC and its staff. It's a remarkable agency. The staff and commission are deeply mission-driven, focused on protecting investors, maintaining fair, orderly, and efficient markets, and facilitating capital formation. The lawyers, accountants, economists, policy experts, and other staff generally could make more money working elsewhere. They choose, though, to work on behalf of the public here at the SEC. It's been a great honor to serve with them, doing the people's work and ensuring our capital markets remain the best in the world. Conclusion, Sam and Jane Gensler, my mom, dad, yeah, we don't care about your family members and stuff. So this last line here, guys, is very, very interesting. It does sound like he may be resigning. Listen to this again. It's been a great honor to serve with them, doing the people's work and ensuring that our capital markets remain the best in the world. It kind of sounds like he intends on leaving to me. Will we see a Gary Gensler resignation letter in the next few weeks? My thoughts? God, I hope so. God, I hope so. All right, let's go back over to Squawk Box. Right, so we see the consumer that's slowly but steadily likely to get better. What's Disney CFO talking about on Q4 results?
You know, it was fascinating to me watching the futures this morning as that announcement got made. I think there were people, in fairness, that were disappointed early on with maybe some of the results because they were looking through some of these numbers, that DTC number coming in a little bit light on the revenue side. And then as they continued down and saw the guidance, not just for this year, but I think more importantly for 26 and 27 double-digit EPS numbers, they said, "Oh, maybe this is looking better than we thought." So let's talk about that. What are the challenges that you're confronting right now, and what does that actually look like? And then what gives you the confidence that the numbers are going to look so meaningfully better when you get into 26 and 27?
Well, I think the fact that we've had such a strong 24 overall has been an important part of the guidance that we're giving, right? So if you think of the big initiatives that we've invested in, putting creativity back at the center of the company, and the couple of billion-dollar movies and all the Emmys have actually driven terrific creativity results out of the company. Then on top of that, we said we wanted to improve streaming profitability, and we're clearly doing that in a substantive way. And then we're investing in the parks because We have such great returns in that business, whether it's theme parks or cruises or even consumer products. So if you put all of those pieces together, I think 24 in many ways was the pivot point for the Walt Disney Company. And we have enough confidence now in the results that we're seeing to say we really can guide for the next couple of years.
Now, this is incredibly unusual. I've covered the Walt Disney Company for years. You almost never have given guidance this far out. What made you decide now, not just to guide for next year, but over the next 3 years? And are you concerned about things like hiccups in consumer spending or even a potential pullback in the economy to impact that very long-term guidance?
Well, we always are going to worry about that. But that said, you have to make a set of assumptions around what the consumer is going to do. And we see a consumer that's slowly but steadily likely to get better. And that's certainly embedded in the guidance. Beyond that, with the significant investments that we've made to build a DTC business, and we need to remember, it's only been 5 years since we started that business, so it's relatively new. We took some operating losses to stand it up, but now it's a business with 175 million subscribers. It's turned profitable over the course of the last year, and we see lots of profitability in the future. So the investments we've made there, and then on top of that, the investments that we're making and are going to continue to make in cruise ships and parks, we felt like we needed to give investors not just the current business results, but set an expectation on what the return is on those.
You got streaming and ESPN all figured out. At this point, what I think this means is if you can say double digits, that's like the base case for you.
You're trying to drag me up already, Joe?
I'm trying to get you to even say, it's pretty good, but if you're confident in saying that, I think if you're confident in saying the low end of things, I think you think it could even be better. But I'm amazed that you. Plus, you got whether movies succeed and studio stuff. Although the visibility is very hard in that business.
It is, but if you look at what we did in terms of creativity, particularly in the movie business, right? We were generating too much content 3 or 4 years ago in order to feed the streaming service, and frankly, quality suffered to some degree. When Bob came back, he made it clear we're going to prioritize by virtue of less quantity and better quality. And that's kind of what you've seen, whether it's all the TV shows that have generated the Emmys, or whether it's Inside Out 2, or whether it's Deadpool. And now we obviously have, we've got Mufasa as well as Moana 2 coming out. We have a lot of confidence that the creative process now is really tightly wound. We do maybe 5 movies, big movies a year. I think you'll probably see 2 great ones, 2 good ones, and then maybe one that's just okay.
Well, I think that they need to stop forcing woke culture down people's throats, and they'll probably start doing a little bit better, but I digress. Imagine a company like Disney putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets. Wonder how long that's going to take, right? What do we got? Bullish. President Pump is considering 0% capital gains tax on Bitcoin and crypto. Another topic we were talking about over on the Patreon last night, guys. If this happens, if this is the case, I am most likely moving to the United States of America. So yes, whose couch am I sleeping on? JASMY has just set a bold target price of $17.70 by 2026. According to their own KPIs, if they achieve their goals for user growth and data integration, this could be more than just a dream. As per Icy Amphibian, from the fundamentals point of view, JASMY should be worth at least $7.5 billion right now, because it will provide all the planned services for Render, Fetch, AI, AGIX, and Ocean. Not only will JASMY and Junction provide these services, they will do it in a more secure and efficient environment while maintaining decentralization. That is huge, huge news, guys. Very, very bigly. Right. What else do we have? Let's get into another article. Ethereum wedge pattern can break out, push price to $5,450. That's the thing, guys. That's how early we are. Ethereum hasn't even started its all-time high yet, and people are wondering about small caps. Like, are you tripping? The Ethereum ecosystem has witnessed a record levels of ETF inflows, with close to 0.8 billion in net inflows. The sharp increase in institutional money flow indicates increased confidence in Ethereum's future. Further, growth in whale activity adds to the bullish sentiment. So the spot Ethereum ETFs are starting to gain some traction here now. Ethereum's ETFs have seen the highest ever single-day inflows, with net inflows spiking to nearly $0.8 billion. At this moment, the increasing green ETH-related and black net flow lines describe a dramatic shift in the baseline. The demand for Ethereum-backed ETFs has never been higher. Specifically, the Ethereum EETH and the ETHW net flows had a remarkable rise, reaching the highest records ever. The inflow for ETH-related ETFs reached a record high, surpassing previous records, indicating positive institutional demand. A consistent trend is now emerging among some of the largest investors. Their rising Ethereum position suggests a positive sentiment and an expectation of potential growth. The flow chart clearly shows that the trend is of Ethereum's ETFs is getting inflows of large sums of capital is becoming true. The most recent inflow of funds is significant. It indicates that the momentum is beginning to build for Ethereum to be headed for further price rises as more institutions and large investors come to the market. We can see that currently Ethereum is forming a broader wedge pattern as seen on the 3-day chart. The chart is probably, oh no, there's no chart on here. Okay. As seen on the 3-day chart, the technical formation signifies that there is an increasing volatility in Ethereum. Further price movement is accompanied by a significant expansion of the current levels of support and resistance. The broader picture seems to favor the token breaking this wedge pattern in the near term. This is bound to initiate a big price movement. The midterm target for Ethereum stands at $5,450, thus providing room for significant upside upon breakout. Once the token manages to break the upper trend line of the wedge, it can be expected to move with force and sink in both retail as well as institutional investors who will be looking for a continuation of the uptrend. Upward momentum or a rally towards this target can be a reality given the overall strong sentiment surrounding Ethereum's prices. Now, it can be very interesting to see how the upcoming price action unfolds, as it will either determine that Ethereum consolidates in the demanding wedge or breaks to higher levels. The best place to concentrate right now is the breakout point, which is likely to be explosive and push Ethereum to higher levels of profit for the traders. Ethereum, which is now worth $3,254, has managed to gain impressive numbers. It has allowed it to remain in the second position in terms of market cap of the largest cryptocurrencies for the last 8 years. For the first time in 14 weeks, a cryptocurrency has surpassed the $3,200 mark. That's thanks to increasing momentum in the market, reflecting growth confidence from participants. The data for whale transactions depicts tremendous growth in whale transactions, with more than 8,482 transactions being recorded, which is the highest record since August 4th. These new transactions suggest a revising outlook for institutions and large stakeholders. $10.4 billion in transactions of Ethereum were notably completed beneath that surge during this phase. This has not been encountered since the early half of August, when institutions and high net worth individuals became again inclined. Also, whale transactions have increased in numbers. This, together with the ongoing price gain, suggests Ethereum's growth is substantial. The movement of whales and the price of the token indicate a bullish trend. Interest from institutional investors continues to grow. Ethereum ETF are starting to boom, guys. Very, very big things. That's absolutely amazing. We got some Tether news, guys. Check this out. Tether minted another $2 billion in tokens totaling $7 billion minted in the past 6 days. That is more than $1 billion or $1 billion in the last 6 days. Yeah, that's a lot of freaking money. That's a lot of freaking money, guys. All right. The melt up explained. Check it out.
We're talking about a melt up. We're talking about things going up higher and faster than most people can even imagine. And let's dig into why. Okay. Number one, the debt is going exponential. When I'm talking about debt, I'm talking about the government debt. And when I talk about exponential, I'm talking about not just moving up in a linear fashion, but exponentially. This is the U.S. government debt over 100 years. This is as of 2023. We'll look at more current stuff in a minute. But over the 100 years, you can see debt sort of here. We had a big jump up here in World War I and World War II, and then basically flatlined again. We jumped up again here, kind of flatlined, and now look at that. That is what we call exponential debt growth. I've often shown this chart. I updated it today for you, just so you can see this as well. This is going back to 1970 when we got off the gold standard, and you can see the rate of debt expansion. So this red line shows the first trend line, but I wanted you to see the rate of change, right? So we were growing debt faster. Obviously, you can see that here. But then look how we started to go going up even faster right around here in the 80s. And then right here around the year 2000, we started to go up even faster. Right here, 2008, of course, started to go up even faster. And then right here, 2020. This is what we call exponential. What's next? Well, we go here, and then eventually we're going straight up with no end in sight. Now, you have to understand this because this is what's fueling it. Now, this is up to the minute. You can go on to U.S. debt clock. We are at $35,774 billion of debt and accelerating. Now, it doesn't seem to be a big concern for a lot of people anymore. Now, it could be a good or bad thing. It's both actually at the same time. But when I say it's not a big concern, what am I talking about? Well, we're right in the middle of the U.S. presidential election cycle, and typically in the past we would see this to be a very hotly debated topic, a big topic, as it should be. But we can see that for Harris and Trump, the U.S. debt is the elephant in the room, meaning the big topic that nobody wants to address. We can see that both presidential candidates have unveiled costly proposals that will add massively to the ballooning national debt. So Trump, Kamala, it doesn't really matter. They're both going to add a massive amount of debt. And then, of course, it doesn't matter because, under Obama, he added a record amount of debt. Trump added even more debt than Obama, and Biden, Kamala added even more debt than Trump. Every president beats the record. Now, once upon a time, in a land not that far away, the United States ballooning national debt was a major talking point. As a matter of fact, when Trump ran against Hillary Clinton in the final debate in 2016, it had a 12-minute segment on the national debt. 12 minutes just for that. Barack Obama and Mitt Romney clashed on the issue as well back in 2012. And fast forward now, the national debt doesn't seem to be important. The word debt didn't even make it into the debate between Trump and Kamala. It doesn't appear to be a problem anymore, but it is. This is what's driving markets, and so that's why I want to bring it to you so you can understand this.
It shows you how little people are paying attention. The word debt wasn't even ever brought up in any presidential debate this time around. That's not good, guys. That's how numb we've got to it. All right, the price of Bitcoin rose above $90,000. Matthew Segal says the rally is just getting started.
The price of Bitcoin briefly hitting the $93,000 level before pulling back. It's up more than 150% this year. Let's talk about the crypto market and bring in Matthew Segal, head of digital assets research at Van Eck. I thought, Matt, that it was definitely long in the tooth, this sort of mania. You say there's, at least for your work, that you don't necessarily see that yet in terms of whether it's totally overdone?
Joe, we think it's just getting started. As we expected, Bitcoin saw this high volatility pump after the election. We're now in blue sky territory, no technical resistance, and we think we're likely to make repeated all-time highs over the next 2 quarters. The same pattern played out 4 years ago. Between the election and the end of the year in 2020, Bitcoin doubled, There were about 10% corrections, so it's not going to be a straight line, but we're up 30% so far. And a number of indicators that we track are still flashing green for this rally to continue. This is a state change in terms of government support. Look at this cabinet, the VP, Attorney General, Director of Defense, National Security Advisor, possibly even the Secretary of Treasury being pro-Bitcoin. That's not including Elon and Vivek. So the number of calls that I'm getting inbound from investment advisors who are at 0 and looking to get to 1%, or at 1% and looking to get to 3%, these calls are starting to accelerate, and we think the flows are going to follow. So our price target for this cycle is 180K. We think we can reach that next year. That would be 1,000% return from the bottom to the peak this cycle. That's still the smallest Bitcoin cycle by far.
And double from here, basically. You look at weird things, Matthew, like, so you Google search for Bitcoin is one of the things. So you would expect, if we were getting toppy, you would expect that was off the charts, and it's not yet?
Google searches are nowhere near where they were 4 years ago. Coinbase's rank in the Apple and Android app stores, nowhere near where it was 4 years ago. Look at the internals of the derivative markets, what it costs for funding to put on Bitcoin futures trades. You know, it's up, but once we get into this price discovery mode, it tends to stay elevated for quite some time.
What if Gensler's gone, as Trump said on day one, or someone said on day one? I mean, I could imagine that. I don't know when, though, it actually becomes a sell on the news, because I don't know. Maybe I'm just think that it's more of a mania move now than it actually is. But it just seems like it's been a heck of a move. Think it'll move when Gensler's gone, if he's gone?
Yeah, I think, you know, maybe the disappointment phase will set in 1 to 2 quarters after the inauguration. There's really 4 major impacts here. You know, one is just the positive impact on dynamism. When you stop suing people for breaking rules that have never been written down, that's a long way of saying that regulation by enforcement is going to end. We're already seeing the economic impact of that. There are crypto projects that are announcing that they're going to hold conferences in the US for the first time ever, open offices in the US and New York. It's just great for US jobs and GDP, right? We've got the Bitcoin reserve that would legitimize this asset as a reserve asset, pave the way for it to be used as a global settlement currency, as the BRICS countries have been doing. You know, President Trump recognizes the synergies between Bitcoin and AI. They are 2 sides of the same coin. If you want to have cheap AI, you're going to want to combine it with Bitcoin mining to take advantage of that cheap power.
They're telling me we got, I don't know, Disney, Bitcoin. They're both important, obviously. But we got to get moving. And
he's absolutely right, guys. Things are going to get so much better with Gensler gone. I am so excited, guys. We've been waiting for this for years. Spot Bitcoin ETFs see strong inflows of 817 million as BTC drops 2.3%. Spot Bitcoin and Ethereum exchange-traded funds in the U.S. have experienced significant inflows over recent days, with investors pouring billions into these crypto funds. On Tuesday alone, Bitcoin ETFs recorded $817.5 million in inflows, following a strong $1.1 billion the previous day. Notably, the daily trading volume for the 12 Bitcoin ETFs reached 5.7 billion on Tuesday, compared to 7.3 billion on Monday, and 2.8 billion last Friday, according to recent data from Social Value. This level of trading activity and capital inflow suggests a heightened interest in cryptocurrency funds. Among the funds, BlackRock's IBIT ETF led the market with an impressive 778.3 million flowing in on Tuesday, boosting its total weekly inflows to $1.93 billion. Fidelity's FBTC ETF followed, drawing 37.2 million. Meanwhile, Grayscale's mini Bitcoin trust and VanEck HODL also attracted over 10 million in inflows. The substantial inflows are taking place amid a broader cryptocurrency rally, which has seen Bitcoin reaching new price highs over the past week. At one point, the digital asset breached the $90,000 mark before pulling back slightly on Wednesday. It actually reached 93,000, I want to say. Additionally, Grayscale's GBTC, the second largest spot Bitcoin ETF by net assets, diverged from the trend, experiencing $17.8 million in outflows on Tuesday. The ARK and 21 shares, ARK-B, also recorded net outflows of 5.4 million. Despite these few outliers, the overall surge in inflows suggests robust investor confidence in Bitcoin's ETFs, even the fluctuations in Bitcoin's market price. Conversely, Ethereum's a spot ETF, which we already covered that, so I'll skip that. I'll skip the Ethereum ETF because I already read an article covering that, and I don't want to bore you guys with that. So what else do we got? We got more from Squawk Box. Bitcoin's price target for this cycle, 180. Did we already watch this?
The price of Bitcoin briefly hitting the $93,000 level before pulling back. It's up more than 150% this year. Let's talk about the crypto market and bring in Matthew Siegel, head of digital assets research.
I already played it. All right. What else do we got? Oh, let's go check in on Coach. Warrior Academy Coach. What's going on? It says, what's happening? Trump, Elon, RFK, crypto, and Mars.
What is actually happening? Trump, Elon, RFK, crypto, rockets, Mars. Is this real life? It truly, truly is. My hopes is that on this channel on a daily basis, I'm going to pull you to a 30,000 foot overview and share with you that there's like a portal and a timeline right now that we will never, ever, ever have in our living history again. My kids won't even have this timeline. There's a portal that's opened up right now and a timeline right now where Main Street can get a piece of Wall Street. Number one, you got to be very, very careful. Number two is you have to build a game plan. And number three, you have to have an exit plan. And I'll throw this caveat in there. When you exit, make sure that you have a plan for every single dollar. Why would you hold your money in fiat, fake currency, that has 3% purchasing value left? So we got some work to do, family. It's time to get our shit together. This is all happening rapidly, but I want to share with you really quickly. This is nothing new under the sun. This has happened in humanity over and over and over again. This is the difference. How will your soul react this time? There is no outside force stopping you from being great. Trump won last week. I'm happy about it. I'm an RFK fan. But have your activities changed? Has your discipline changed? Has your consistency changed? Have you changed your spending habits, your eating habits, your health habits? Nobody's coming to save you. Until you activate, until you actually do something, nothing is going to happen. So what I'm going to dive into today is a bunch of crazy news happening right now. And on the back end of every video, I share with you exactly what I'm doing. Anything I speak about on my channel is something that I'm actually doing myself or we actually own. That's very important. Authenticity, write this down. Authenticity, gratitude, and unconditional love are the highest level frequencies. We are moving into an authenticity type environment. We're moving from centralized media to decentralized media. You can actually be paid to be yourself. So let's dive right into it. All right. So the first thing I want to share with you guys, this was breaking news. Robinhood has relisted Solana, ADA, XRP, while also adding Pepe to its platform. Do you realize how big this is? Robinhood was like the frontier, right? They were the beginning. It's one of the most used trading apps. This is going mainstream, guys. Buckle up. It is going mainstream. We'll probably see a pullback this weekend. That's why I brought up the 15th, probably 15th through the 19th. And then during Thanksgiving, boom, it's going to go parabolic. And then we got January, February, March. It's going to pull back in April. We're going to have some dip down the summer, and then we're going to go skyrocket back into 2025, and then we're going to collapse in 2026.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm ready for it. I hope you guys are ready for it. All right. Now, just for you, Beebs, I wanted to pull up the KASPA chart and have a look at what's happened. So look at this, guys. We had our confirmed breakout. We had a retest of the trend line here, perfect retest, and we have now since bounced back up. We could see this bad boy run all the way back up. We have our all-time high right about there, right? 20 cents-ish, just over 20 cents. So we're going to smash above that level, guys. That's the target. Let's get above there. And then it's blue sky territory for KASPA. Today, KASPA and XRP are carrying my bags, and I'm digging it. I am digging it. But Bitcoin's pulling it down. Look at Bitcoin's coming back to retest 88,000 support level once again. So in saying that, guys, let's get over into the chat, see what everybody's talking about. Beebs in the house. Greetings, future crypto millionaires. Good to see you, brother. KASPA listed on. Yes, I saw, brother. That's right, man. That's right. As always, guys, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot. It helps the channel grow, and it's greatly appreciated, right? So, so help us out. Just click that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10K subs. Shane's in the house. What's up, buddy? Man, I got you. Say I'm a little jealous. Peanut. Yeah, I told everybody to get into Peanut. For everyone else in the Patreon that got into it. Yes, we did. If you don't know what he's talking about, guys, we did a swing trade on Peanut over on the Patreon about a week and a half ago when it came out. And we made about 1,600% returns on our investment on Peanut. That's why you need to be over on the Patreon, guys, because we make these calls. And we make that cheddar. We make that passive income, baby. Bruno's in the house. What's up, buddy? Badlander. You two, my fellow crypto degens. Absolutely, man. Rolling Jasmy is gold. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Jetpack in the house. What's up, fam? Funky, what's up, man? Peanuts still running. Yes. Yes, fantastic. Green tea's in the house. Danny, what's up, buddy? Big Dog, what's up, Nick? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Jasmy Millionaire in the house. Jasmy, best Jasmy YouTuber. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Jasmy's making its run. I can see the attempted breakout. Eventually, it will break out in a big way. Yes. Well, it is right now. I'll bring you over to the Jasmy chart. I have full confidence in Jasmy's next move here, guys, because this is the golden pocket I think we're moving up to on Jasmy right here. We have, we've broken out of here. We've had our 3 touches on the trend line, 1, 2, 3. We've broken out. We've confirmed it with a retest of the trend line. And next move is to the upside here, guys, into this golden pocket is my next target. So volume and market cap is looking good. Absolutely, man. Strange Sky, how are you? Beebs, Rob, I believe that the Kraken listing for KASPA will be the door. Yes, I think that Binance and Coinbase are going to come in right behind it, man. I believe you there. The Bitcoin dominance seems high, but like Jasmy, I can see the breakout soon. ETH is making steps. Yes. Yes, you're absolutely right. We've been checking out we've been watching the Bitcoin dominance. Thing is, the DXY continues to pump as well. Look at the DXY. Just going crazy here, man. Going absolutely crazy. That's not that great for crypto. And then we go look at the Bitcoin dominance. Still up, right? We need this to roll over. That's what we need. We need to see this completely just take a pooper, right? And then we'll see altcoins. When this does, that's when we'll see altcoins start to run, guys. Okay. So for everyone asking, when are altcoins going to run? As soon as this starts to crap over like that, that is when altcoins will start to run. Okay. Just so you are aware. All right. What else do we got? Dumb money, Rob. I know it is late, but I hold a small bag of XRP. Would it hurt to add now or Honestly, man, I would not be adding XRP at this point in the game. That's just me. I would not be. What is it right now? 77 cents? Yeah, I wouldn't be buying any right now, man. Danny, thanks, Rob. PDL link. Hey, no problem, brother. I got you guys covered, man. I got you guys covered. I want to set up my data locker in the US. You can set it up in the US. Oh, you have an Android. Yeah, it's only on Apple right now. We're waiting for it to come out on Android still, brother. Strange Sky, sorry, I have to visit. I'll watch the show later. Well, you have yourself a fantastic afternoon, Strange Sky. Aman, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. SPL in the house. Jasmy. Gensler is trying to double down out of pride. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. He's going to start acting like a bull in a china shop pretty soon. He's just going to try to start smashing everything before he leaves because he's a little sissy girl who wants to cry like a baby because he's going to get fired, right? Bruno, there is news saying that Gary is resigning. God, I hope so. William, good to see you, buddy. Kevin, get that rat out. Yes, 100%, man, 100%. Almost sounds criminal with Gensler. Hey, you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if there was criminal activity from Gensler. Magic Power in the house. Funky, so you're thinking we may be popping faster now, so this is a good time for people wanting to take profits mid-bull run, a.k.a. spring? I don't know, man. We're going to have to continue to play it by ear, Funky, and see how things play out right now. That Coinbase app being in the top 10 is kind of I don't know. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's just happening kind of soon, right? So, Rob, you're funny. No one cares about Gary Gensler. Monkey, cop a squat in Tennessee, no state tax, along with no capital gains. Beautiful weather. Yes, that is actually sounding fantastic, Funky. That would be awesome. With no capital gains tax, for sure, I'm coming down to the States. If Ethereum goes up, so does alts, especially Jasmy. Yep, 100%. ERC20 tokens going to fly, baby. Jasmy, Swift, Onyx Coin, let's frickin' go. Jasmy runs on the ETH network. Yep, good point, although not always directly correlated with other alts on ETH. Funky action, you in Tennessee. Gain says, is Gary Gensler resigning tomorrow? God, I hope so, man. I hope so. Heard on other channels. Well, I mean, maybe. I'm going to keep an eye out for it. That's for sure. There's outside Nashville. XRP breaking up on the news. Yeah. Nacho, what's up, buddy? Simon's cat. Did everyone see that they are going to Solana? I'm so glad I put 5Gs on it. Nice. I'm happy for you, Nacho. I am happy for you, brother. Good times. I'm up massively. Got into. Just remember, man. Remember to take your profits on meme coins when you're up. Matthew Segal looks like an alien. Yes, he does. Take profits on the way up, especially with memes. Yeah, exactly, Funky. They fall so fast. Yep. Don't play musical chairs with meme coins. That's absolutely right. Make sure you pay yourself. Gensler is nothing but a puppet of the financial giants. BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, and the rest already control the SEC. His removal will only confirm their pro-crypto agenda and prove their failure. I agree. To bring crypto markets fully under Wall Street, the financial giants will always control the SEC no matter who's in charge. You are not wrong, my friend. You are not wrong. Trust me, Nacho, I'm taking profits along the way. I'm thinking at least 5% here and there. Rob, you're devoted to my favorite crypto, Jasmy. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, I am, my friend. Oh, yes, and they also got Bitpanda listed as well. Nice. ETFs are just the fallback after failing to classify all crypto as securities. They'll start with the biggest ones, ETF, Ethereum, and soon, they're already talking about like XRP. We have an HBAR ETF application in, so like you said, Solana. Absolutely. Joven, what's up, man? Good to see you. Friends and family finally listening. Nick's in the house. What's up, buddy? Gary is a scorned ex. Micro Dips, what's up, man? Dude, when crypto is going to be in the United States, Jasmy is going to soar. Yes. Yes, Black. Can you please check your DMs? Thanks. Yes, I will. If you're DMing me over on the Discord, that's like the last place I look for my DMs. It's a free service, so you're gonna have to if you want me to get back to you faster, do it over on the Patreon, because I respond to those ones pretty quick. So Patreon gets my quickest or my most intense attention, or however you want to word it. So yes, DM me there when you want to reach me. All right, guys, that is the news. Make sure you get over to the Patreon. I will be over there a little bit later. We're going to be live over on the Patreon. And make sure you're back here tonight at 8 o'clock Central, guys. Every day, 7 days a week, 1 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Central. We are live, okay? Twice a day, every day. Mark it down. And then we'll be live a little bit later this evening on the Patreon. The link is down below for that. Get over to the Patreon. I'll see you guys there. And yeah, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Have a good afternoon, guys.